So Michelle, as we've gotten to know each other over the last couple of years, and we've spoken off the record about a few things, one of my favorite topics to talk to you about is what you see as happening in golf right now and kind of the future of golf. So I wanted to ask you, on the record this time, what do you see is happening right now in golf? What kind of shifts are happening?
I think it's a really interesting time in golf. I think there's a lot more millennials playing. I think the crowd is younger. I think it is a little bit more casual as well too. But I just think the whole golf culture, I think with Waste Management being one of the biggest tournaments now, and you kind of see that culture bleeding into other PGA tournaments and even LPGA tournaments, it's definitely changing the game a little bit for sure. Yeah.
And do you see that happening in professional golf as well as amateur golf?
Yes, I think so. I think just the culture of, PGA tournaments and how big it's gotten in LPGA tournaments, I think it's definitely getting more people interested in golf. I think golf is looking less stagnant, looking less boring. I think with the younger players now, Ricky Fowler, Dustin Thomas, with the new wave of golfers and Tiger resurging, it's definitely bringing a lot of energy into the game. And you definitely see that in the casual golfers as well.
And when you play your fun rounds, describe what that round is like. Is there music? Do you play all 18 holes? Do you walk?
When I play for fun, I do love to walk actually and carry my own bag or use like the roller cart. It just brings me back to junior golf, and I feel like when you're with your friends, when you're riding in a cart, it's just you and your cart mate. Whereas like if you're all walking together, it's more of like a group setting. There's more time to talk in between shots, and it's just so chill and fun. And also it brings you back to what sport is a sport. Golf is a sport, and when you walk 18 holes, it's definitely like difficult and you're tired after the round. I love that feeling, but also there's definitely music playing when I play for fun. I think music is a really important part of it. Do I play also all 18? Grudgingly. I like to play 12 holes mostly. 9 is too short, so we just do like a little loop on the back 9.
Yeah. And so what's on your playlist?
Everything. Just everything really.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the mood. But usually, sometimes just like chill songs. Nothing too crazy or hype, I guess.
Do you ever play, when I'm talking not professional golf, when you're playing for fun, do you play with high handicappers and just random friends, or are you playing with Marina Alex and your core of like LPGA Tour kind of friends?
I have to say when I'm in Jupiter a lot, I just play with like the girls on tour or the guys on tour. Okay. But I'm not opposed to playing with friends that are high handicappers as long as they're just fast.
Yeah. Oh. So you looked at Jihei when you said that.
She raised her hand. My friend Jihei. Oh, okay. She played on professional tour too, so she's not a high handicapper. So I don't know why she raised her hand, but she's the same rookie here as me.
Okay, so you mentioned fast play. Do you think that that's one of the limitations to golf or things that people see as hurdles right now because it's 18 holes, because it takes 5 hours sometimes? What are the difficulties that you think people perceive in golf, and are they true?
I think it's a lot of it is the intimidation factor, the convenience factor. No one really has like 5.5 hours to play golf anymore. It's, I feel like your golf customer back in the day was your retired 65-year-old, male that just has a whole day to do nothing, or they're trying to fill time. Now you have more parents playing, working parents, or younger kids going to school, or just working individuals. So the people just don't have the leisure or the convenience to play 5.5 hours, and really no one has the patience anymore. I think nowadays everyone's attention spans are a lot shorter, and also just the stigma of having dress code. Really, it's hard to normal people. People don't really go out and they don't feel comfortable, I guess, in really strict golf clothes. So I think you just have that intimidation factor.
So you mentioned a few things. If you could sum it up into 3 things that the sport has to do in order to continue evolving, what would they be?
I think more inclusive.
More inclusive.
I think faster.
In the form of it's okay to play 6 holes, or?
Yes, I think you got to get away from the fact that 18 holes is a round of golf. To play 9. That's something I love to do. Go out at 5 o'clock even in the summertime and just play 9 holes like for an hour and a half. Or just make it more like a sport, more of a game, more of a leisurely activity rather than something where you have to show up and be in the right place or do the right thing and kind of be quiet. It'd be fun to, have a fun day with your family or with your pets and whatnot.
Be loud.
Exactly. Do whatever you want, as long as you're respectful.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so you have started to take an interest in non-professional golf activities, specifically in the form of thinking about maybe golf course design or just things within golf that don't involve actually playing professionally. What are those things?
I love the game. I just truly, genuinely love the game of golf and what it does for people, bringing people together. And growing up, none of my friends played golf. Having golf friends is actually a very new phenomenon for me. So I always think about, why don't my friends play golf? What stops them? What are they afraid of? And it's usually they're just so intimidated by the sport. There's so many rules, they don't know what's going on. But obviously with Topgolf in the industry, you've brought in so many more people who were scared to try golf. And it's just amazing when you go to Topgolf, you see 90% of them don't even know how to grip a golf club. You see like so many different weird grips, like left hand low, or sometimes you're like, oh my God, is the club gonna hit you? And I just like watching it, but it's also so cool too that they're not afraid. It's a very casual setting, and I think if that was more available everywhere in a broader setting, my friends maybe that did never play golf will get into golf. And that's what I'm interested about, because I think it's such a great game that I want it to be more inclusive and getting more people in it, getting younger kids in it, but also bring it back to the sport where make it athletic and make it fun to be outside.
And if you think someone's only golf experience is Topgolf or driving range, would you consider them a golfer?
Yeah, I think so. But also I think now that I feel like, when you're on the driving range for a while, you want more. Golf is so much more than just hitting golf balls, and you want to be outside as well too. And it's great. It's entertainment and it's fun, and it's an activity that you can do with your friends. But I think if you could bring the whole golf aspect, like actually playing a round of golf and kind of mix the two, I think that would be amazing.
And what do you think golf is going to look like in 20 years?
I think it's going to look very different. I'm not sure even with the environment too, like if in 20 years the government will allow golf courses to water the golf courses as much as we do right now. When I played Pinehurst No. 2, I thought it was so cool the way it browned out, and that's kind of how I think a lot of golf courses should be. Hopefully it'll look a lot more natural, a lot less artificial, and just I think country clubs are fun. I'm part of Bears Club, and I love that environment as well too. So I think you'll see many different types of clubs, hopefully, and not just such a vast difference between the two, but more different tier and levels.
You played pretty well at Pinehurst No. 2, right?
It was okay. It was an all right week minus one hole.
Do you ever see golf courses becoming more reliant on AstroTurf?
I think so. I think in 20 years, I think it has to. That's how the game has to evolve, with environmental purposes, like especially in California with the drought and everything. It is like upkeeping a golf course is a lot. It's not great for the environment, I don't think. And if you can include AstroTurf, and I think by then, even now in this stage, I think AstroTurf greens and all that is very impressive, and it's only going to get better from there. So that would be cool to see. I would love to see that.
That's awesome. So if let's say I knew nothing about golf, I didn't even know the word golf existed, how would you describe the sport to me?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Just get the ball in the hole. But I think it's just how I always play, or get people to play golf. It's just, you get to spend 4 hours outside in the green grass. It's like walking in the park with competition. You get to go out and kind of be outside in nature with your friends. Instead of just walking with your friends, you get to add a sport addition to it, competitive kind of feel to it. It's fun whacking a golf ball too, get a lot of aggression out as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
That all sounds very compelling. Okay, so let's say you had this opportunity to design a golf course and a club experience. What would that look like?
I love golf courses that are big risk reward. When I get to a tournament and I play a new golf course, I get so annoyed when I get to a golf course and you have to play your tee shot in one specific spot and then you have to play your other next shot. And I just like layups and all that. I love options. Like if you're feeling good that day, I want to be able to cut corners and take on risks and whatnot. But if you're not feeling great, I love a good bailout area. I think that's like really important. I just don't like golf courses where it's so tight that if you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable, there's like nowhere out. And I feel like sometimes golfers feel a little stuck then, or that's when they just feel like really frustrated and whatnot, where if you bail out, it's still hard to get up and down, but at least you have an opportunity and you have like different ways to play.
Lets you be a little more creative.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the actual golf course. How would it be laid out?
I would definitely want to route it, so that you can play 6 or 12 or 18 holes.
Okay.
When I play practice rounds, I always tell my caddy, find a loop. Because I do not want to play an 18-hole practice round. But 9 always feels like I'm not doing enough. So I love playing like 9, and then in Thailand, it's like the perfect loop because you play the back 9 and then you play 1 and 9 and it comes straight back in.
Oh, that's perfect.
Like so I love courses like that where I'll play 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll go on the back 9 and play 15, 16, 17, 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your ideal course though would go 1 through 6 clubhouse, 7 through 12 clubhouse, and then 13 through 18 clubhouse.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then what would the practice area, driving range, look like?
I actually really like the feel of Topgolf ranges where they have like target practices, but it's also like lights up and makes it fun. And at tournaments nowadays, they started playing more music on the range, which I really enjoy. But I think more having like better target practices than just having like a 50-yard sign, a 100-yard sign. Like I like the look of like the circles and like different colored targets. And I think you get more junior golfers to spend more time on the range and make it more practice friendly. Love a good short game area. I think Bears Club has some of the best short game practice facilities. But I would love to see even fitness classes on the range. Like, like at Sunset do like yoga on the range, but like golf specific yoga or golf specific like warm up classes. So I think there's so much more to golf than just the actual game. I think it's more of an all encompassing mind body thing, and I would love to see that more incorporated into golf clubs.
And what kind of food would be served?
Taco Tuesdays for
Taco
sure.
Tuesdays.
Have to. Spicy margaritas.
Oh God.
Spicy margaritas.
We're gonna pause for a second. This girl drank the spiciest margarita.
That was the worst thing the seeds were this much on the bottom.
I touched my lips to the rim of the glass. I was like, oh! You got the whole damn thing. Anyway, okay, spicy margaritas.
Yeah, spicy margaritas is a must.
Okay.
It's a great golf drink.
I'm sensing a Mexican flair.
Yeah, I don't know why that sounds good. But I love having little theme nights, like, like an Asian night or, or good hamburgers are good too, hot dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what would the rules of the club be?
Pretty lax.
Okay.
I'm not for much of a dress code, so definitely a lax dress code, very animal friendly, kid friendly, just all inclusive, I guess.
If there's one rule at the club, what is it?
Don't be an ASS.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah, just be nice.
Yeah, just be nice.
Just
respect your fellow golfer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it private or public?
I would love to see a semi-private, actually. I think, growing up in Hawaii, I was never a member at a private club. We just played public golf courses, but I love being part of Bears and part of a private club because I feel like I belong to something and it's something that I am a part of a community. So I want to have that feeling installed into like a public golf course. So it'd be kind of a semi-private where you can buy membership, but it's more membership to be part of the community where you have more of an exclusive tee time, right? You have a locker, you have a place to, call home almost. Whereas if it's too public, then you're kind of just visiting. So I want it to be very community driven.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
I know. Spicy margaritas all around. Picante.
Picante. That sounds like an awesome course. I would envision going to a place like that after work and not worrying about when the sun sets because obviously there's that night golf experience. and bringing golfers or friends who aren't necessarily avid golfers, you know, because it seems like that kind of environment would really serve a wide group of people, which I think is your intention.
Yeah, and I think if you just make golf a little bit less hard, but that's why I like the risk reward, because if you want to take a risk, if you want to make it hard, you can, or make it more exciting, I guess. And also just, I think if you do play at night, you kind of create like more of a bigger holes. And I really agree with what Jack Nicklaus said about creating bigger holes and just making it a little bit easier for the beginner golfers.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess just to close, when I ask you this question, just kind of blurt out the first few words that come to mind.
Oh boy, I'm never really good at these. I was like, it's really inappropriate.
Okay, well, we can try it.
Okay, let's try it. Why not?
Is the future of golf in good hands, and what does it look like?
I think it's in great hands. I think the new and upcoming golfers on our tour and the men's, there are some great role models out there. There's some great personalities out there, and there's definitely some personalities that will draw more people into the game. It's changing, it's evolving, and I love seeing that.
If you could describe the difference in 10 years versus now in like 2 or 3 words, what would you say?
I was thinking much more like inclusive, much more competitive, and definitely more tech-driven. I think you'll see a lot more simulator stuff, stuff in bars even. Yeah, definitely more tech-driven.
Perfect. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.